Hello everyone. For my first video of the day, I'm going to be reviewing the film Aquaman from the DC universe that was finished and wrapped up. And before I go into that film, if you are a Marvel fan or a DC fan that like the older films, I'm working on my project next, so stay tuned for that. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity for doing this for all of you who support this channel from day one from up to now. And I greatly appreciate it. So thank you to all of you that make this channel great. Due to YouTube algorithm update, if you like what you see, please press the like button, comment down below, share, and tell your friends about this channel. I want these videos relevant, so they are not simply forgotten by the YouTube algorithm. If you like what you see. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the support. Mentioning that, let's get on with the show today. To describe this film, I would say 10 out of 10. And of course, all the DCEU films weren't as good. Not all of them, but most of them were. And this is one of the good ones. Simply because of the good storyline, what Arthur had to do to become Aquaman, confront his past, corruption, and everything else. And also how he was part human, part king, pretty much. So, and I'll go into all that with delight. So, how this movie starts, it was where you see him, and you see him narrating the film at the start. And basically describes how his parents met during a storm, and once he recovered, Boba Fett, like from the Star Wars show, who was a fisherman during this time, he won her over with a kindness and everything. And eventually, they got married and had a son, known as Arthur, King of the Sea. Land and sea, pretty much. So, now it's the first of his kind. So after all that, the Mad King from Atlantis hunts his wife down, and once that happens, the dad and son think that she's dead. But in reality, that's not the case. And I won't go into that in full details if you haven't seen the film. But if you have seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. So once he goes under, and after learning the truth and everything, and this actress I cannot stand, I'm sure a lot of people will agree, Amber Heard. This film, it's the only film I give her credit. The only simple one. And the other film she's in is Dog Water, and 2, her personality. What she did to Johnny Depp, and a lot of people didn't like her, but it's a whole thing. And I tend to agree with them pretty much. So, and I also want to give credit to James Wan, because throughout all this, he's a man that likes doing superhero movies as well. So, besides doing horror films, he likes doing superhero films, which I give him credit for, to do something new, something courageous. So I give him credit. So basically, Amber Heard's character comes into play and warns him that his stepbrother wants to bring the water world into war with the land. And Arthur does what he needs to do to stop that war. And throughout that journey, he sees a special person he thought that was dead. And what he has to do to become king of the ocean. And that was no easy task, because the actor who played his brother, I believe he was in the Conjuring films and played Ed Warren. I forgot his name. But pretty much, he is a total a-hole. And his corrupt father let him think that he was the only one able to run Atlantis, the Mad King, but that wasn't the case. So after Arthur gets a trident, and trusting that, and that was no easy task to get, he had to deal with an enemy that was so annoying after Arthur had to stop. Basically, he was basically a superhero before doing the Atlantis thing. So he stopped mercenaries, and the mercenaries' father and his crew simply pass, and not the son. And watch for the son, because he becomes a real pain in the ass during the second film. And the second film was my favorite, and I'll go into that when I review it. But so when his stepbrother basically helps him out with this new equipment and everything to kill Aquaman, he tries to, but ultimately fails, and finds another way to cause more damage. And that'll be for later during the second film. But once all the madness ended, and the person who played the Green Goblin from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, he was also in this. I forgot his name too, but he played the role perfectly down to a T as well. With flashbacks when he was a grown-up, the whole 9 yards for the Arthur. It was nice. And how it ended, it was... The final battle was amazing, and I'm not going into details about the final battle. But as soon as the other brother realized the mom's alive and everything, he realized what he did was wrong, and he's going away for a long time. So when he did that, did the right thing, and his other brother, basically did war coercion with the other leaders from Atlantis for the land war, pretty much. And once that failed, Arthur became king and had an happy ending, and so did the father. And that was a nice thing to see, because men deserve happy endings as well, besides women. So I was glad to see that ending for both of them to be happy. And granted, it's the only film Amber Heard was in that I actually liked. That was it. Any other films? No. Plus the personality was just not good. And in conclusion to this video, of course, after the review portion is not complete, if you're new to this channel and want to see what I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and gaming reviews. So if those are your thing, might check them out. I would highly encourage it. And I really appreciate the love, support, and respect from my supporters on this channel from day one, from up to now, including the viewers, haters, all the 9 yards. Without all of you, I wouldn't be here. So thank you. Please comment down below, like, share, and also please sub to my channel due to the YouTube algorithm to make this channel and my work relevant, and go from there. Of course, after see my work, even if you want to. Other than that, may God bless you all, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one.